it's gonna be a little rant video. Um, Previous video was about bronze punk, but I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about another topic that while I play this game, I'll mostly be talking, and I guess you'll see the screen moving and whatnot. So my little rant today, I was thinking about this, and I was reading, and I was also watching Gladiator II. Well, one thing I realized when I was reading about the real Caracalla and the real Geta, um, sorry, I'm just clearing my throat. Sorry. Um, my little thing with it is that, um, one second. Cannot read the small, little, tiny little font. Move. Does it move? Somewhere. Anyway, so the little fun fact that I was not aware of, was that in Geta and Caracalla in the movie are flipped in their roles based off considering real life. Where Caracalla was like the brains like Geta in the movie, and Geta was kind of like the star child, like the kid that was like, oh, everyone loves me, and Caracalla was like, I hate you all. Like, he hated everyone, absolutely everyone. If you didn't like something, he just flat out was not afraid to tell you that he hates you. And I forget the one dude's name. The real Caracalla had been like, oh, if you harm this person, you harm me, and then he just like turned like 180 degrees and just flat out like ruined that one kid's life that he tried to protect. Like, he was saying he was protecting, but really he just messed up his life. How, like, I don't know, did something. And the real Caracalla, or the movie Caracalla, was it was like the equivalent of the real Geta. Like, it was like the equivalent. And the equivalent of Geta, the real Geta, was Caracalla, and the what's it called? First of all, I can't read this tiny little font. I am so sorry. Okay, it's the road. And the real ones were like flipped. So, and then no spoilers in the movie, Septimus Severus is not in that, and I'm not talking about Harry Potter, I'm talking about Septimus Severus, the Emperor. That was the parent to the real Caracalla and the real Geta. And, he was like, oh, kids, please be friends, be friends. They're like, I'm gonna die in like a month, and just be friends and fake it, but be friends. And it was to the point where the kids were like, I want one half of the Roman Empire, and I want the other half. So they're going to split the whole Roman Empire before the West and East in the 400s and 580s. So it was, they were going to like end Rome before it even ended. So, because they couldn't decide who was better. And, okay, so I will recover, I'll watch that. Yeah, so he was like, okay, well, you guys gotta be friends. Please just be friends for once. Like, just make my last couple hours or whatever. It's like, good. Poor Septimus Severus died, and Caracalla and Geta were, like, emperors together. Like, in Gladiator II, like, they're emperors. But what happened to Septimus Severus? Oh my god, I was gonna say Harry Potter name. Septimus Severus. Oh my god, I was talking Harry Potter now, almost the name. I mean, like, what happened to him? That's what confuses me. Like, what exactly happened to Septimus? Like, what happened to him? Like, did he just, like, turn 6? Maybe? I don't even know how, because in Comatose, Septimus was around Comatose in this first movie, so, like, 16 years later, are they Comatose as kids and we just don't know it? But I don't like the movie because it's. I don't like the movie. Like, I don't really like movies that are like historically accurate because it doesn't show creativity and like how to make things like unique and special rather than fall in line by line. So I do like Gladiator 2 how the story wise is. I mean, it's not many people liked it, but me knowing history and knowing how different and also similar it is, it's pretty interesting. So my rant continues. So as far as I know, in the movie, what's his name? Caracalla had most likely lead poisoning, and that was very common in ancient Rome, because they just didn't have scientists from the 1800s and the BCs and the early 80s, so they didn't have that. So of course they're gonna be like, okay, well, you're just sick because you have a cold, or maybe you had the flu. It's certainly not because of the utensils in the bowl you're eating from they have anything to do with it. Um, so yeah, that's what I think. I read that somewhere. I think he technically does have lead poisoning, because if you read what the symptoms are, I'm not gonna go into it, but like it makes sense. So, and then Geta was like, oh my god, like, you're so stupid, like, you just can't do anything for your life or anything. And, build 4 living houses and connect to a road. I need to connect to a road. Um, so, yeah, so, it's very different. I don't know if that's really what Ridley Scott was going for, but, like, I think he has lead poisoning. And that makes it. I read that somewhere. I can't remember where I read that from. I read that somewhere. I think from like Reddit or something. I don't know. I read somewhere, and so that does make sense. And they do. It does. And it was very interesting. When I was watching the movie in the cinema, I'd expected the scene where I was like, oh hey, there's Caracalla, there's Geta. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I thought the movie was gonna end with them being alive till the end, and then you see how they die, and I'm like, okay, well, it's at least it's a little better, but like, it's kind of similar how like Caracalla was like, okay, I hate you, Geta, goodbye. But again, I'm getting lost, but at the end, how Caracalla dies, I'm like, that's just a lot more elegant than how he really died in real life, because the real Caracalla was, I mean, like, the Praetorians really hated Caracalla. They just really hated him with passion, and like they hated him. Like Caligula, like everyone hated Caligula, everyone hated Caracalla, like everyone hated him, and he was gone to the bathroom, and they killed him. So like, in the movie, he gets something in his ear. It's like something like pin or like needle. I don't know what it was. It was like a little thing, and I was like, okay, well, it's a lot more graceful. So I was like, okay, cool. So that's how they both die. Like one of them, like Geta dies like similar to how he would I suppose in real life, and Caracalla died in a more elegant and less embarrassing way. Just saying. So, and the fun fact is, Caracalla was like 10 or still like 10 or a little was older than Geta, the old Geta, and they flipped it in the movie. So, I remember reading somewhere that the actor who played I got play. That's why I talk as I'm just staring at my screen. But what's it called? And, like, it's history. That's like different. Like they flipped the ages. So they flipped it, and I was like, okay, that's an interesting twist. And originally it's supposed to be the actual way where Geta was played by um the actor. I can't remember the actors' names, but they flipped the original. Like they flipped it. So it was like Geta was the older guy who played Geta. The Geta was supposed to be Caracalla, and Caracalla was supposed to be Geta. And Geta and Caracalla, they flipped the actors, so they kept it like accurate, and then they flipped it. So I was like, that makes more sense that they flipped it, because I can't imagine the guy who played Geta was Caracalla, and so I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine that. That would make no sense. You'd have to complete opposite and rewrite history. So and they flipped it, and I was that's a great choice. That's a great choice. And I have to say, next, I think my favorite character in the movie has to be Donda's, because Donda's is just absolutely adorable, rocking the tutu. Just saying. That's what Donda's is. He's really, I think Donda's is a girl, but in the movie they say and apparently Donda's I can't remember the monkey's name, but that monkey was actually a girl, but they called the guy, whatever. But he had a little tutu, and it was really cute. So, so Donda's was just like chilling, eating like candy and whatnot, and just chilling on the seat, watching everything. Just like, okay, I'm doing my part, Thanks for all the candies, so it's great. So how am I supposed to build a road on here? Okay, wait, we gotta do this. Build a road. Where's build a road? Settlement. That's what I want. Management window. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Anyway, um, so yeah, so it was, like Donda just has my favorite character. I'm just saying, Donda just rocks the tutu and rocks the role. So I mean, that monkey is really well trained. To be honest, they have to train him. That monkey is like really well trained, and it's very nice. So, but I mean, my main issue though is like they flip the roles, makes sense. They add lead poisoning, again, makes sense. And all that. But the timing, I mean, I guess Lucius would be like in the 50s if it was actually accurate, but um they put him in his 30s, 12, 16 plus. Yeah, he was like 30. And movie wise, he was like 30 or something. I don't actually know how old the actual actor is, but in the movie it's supposed to be around about like 30 or so, 20 to 30. Um, yeah, so that's cool. But it's very interesting. I'm like, who are Caracalla and Geta's parents then? If Septimus Severus wasn't around, what happened? So, I mean, honestly though, like in later empire times, like anyone could be an emperor basically. But so who knows? But I like the movie. I like it. It's very well done. It's very creative. It deviates from the original history, which I find very iffy sometimes. This movie, actually, I really think did well with the creativity. A little confusing at times, yes, but it was still very good. So yeah, that's my little rant about Caracalla and Geta. So uh, also a little fun fact. Macronus in the movie is a gladiator dude, like by gladiators, and the real Macronus was a prefect who actually killed Caracalla. So we have something accurate there. A little fun fact, a little accurate at the end. Except Macronus in the movie is not a Praetorian. He is, yeah, gladiator, trainer, recruiter, whatever. So that's cool though. At least it got the history, but again, it's deviates from the original, which is really nice. So not many people say it's very nice, but it is very nice. So anyway, thanks for I guess watching. So yeah.